So today we talk about Ranger bands. Hi guys, what's going on? And sorry for the goofy little intro, just messing around. Yeah guys, so as you saw from the title of the video and from the cool little entrance, today we're talking about Ranger bands. Just because I've had several questions upon what I think about them, you know, what they are and how they're used, and what uses or do they have. Thanks a lot for that, Mrs. Bristol Prepper. Anyway guys, yeah, so crack on with Ranger band. So, what a Ranger band is before we crack on. A Ranger band is what I had around my head. It is an inner tube from a bicycle. It is pretty much rubber, you know? That's what it is, rubber. In a tubular form. Like I said, this one's been taken off a bicycle. Depending on the size of the Ranger band you need, obviously it depends on the sort of bicycle you take it off of. I suppose if you need a huge one, you could take it off something bigger than a bicycle, but I've never needed to. This thin one, or thin-ish bicycle one, this came off a BMX. This thinnish sort of one, this will stretch a lot. You know, rubber's got a hell of a lot of give. Just see, look at that. Pulling that with all I got, and it goes straight back to the same shape, but it has so much give. So obviously, then you can cut them to whatever size you like. Got a small Ranger band here, which is from the same tube. I just cut it off. Small little thin strip that'll stretch right out, stronger than any elastic band you'd find. And yeah, so these are massively useful. You can use it for kit. You can also burn it as well in a survival situation. That's why it's quite good to have it tied around any piece of gear and kit and holding it together, because obviously in a survival scenario, you could always take it off and burn it, and that will release black dense smoke, which obviously signal fire, which is massively helpful within a survival situation. And thanks again, Mrs. Bristol Prepper. Why did they choose to make the noisiest jobs whilst I'm filming? What is going on with that, guys? But yeah, like I said, helpful in a survival situation. But I'll show you some examples of how I use it kit-wise. So, like I said, bicycle inner tube. Here's the first example. Now this is a piggyback style piece of gear. So I've got the Condor Bush Lore piggybacked with the Mora Classic 1. This is a really nice piggyback system. I've used this several times, and yeah, believe it or not, this is in here and sticks like shit to a blanket. This ain't going no place. You can pull either one out of his sheath. So I pull the Mora Classic out, put it back in, it goes nowhere. I pull the Condor Bush Lore out, it goes nowhere. They don't fall off, doesn't see it go nowhere, you know, it ain't jigging out of his case or anything like that. But no, it's very helpful. Obviously, this will be a good piggyback system, you know. You can also use the Condor Bush Lore for your basic camp tasks and bushcraft needs, and then for any fine tasks, you know, maybe a bit of skinning, fine carving work, you use this for, just, you know, keep it extremely sharp, because of that nice thin blade. This will give you amazing feathered sticks, which it does, and also give you amazing carving work. You know, if you've got to carve out a spoon or maybe a new handle for your axe, this will do the job massively well. And it's nice to carry it in that sort of system, because you've got your main heavy duty one versus your more finesse, you know, like your more finesse jobs, your thinner and smaller jobs with this one. Nice carry system, and always held together with is our Ranger band right here. So you can see it just goes round the piece, the leather sheath of the Condor. Really nice, and it doesn't synthetically, it doesn't add any, doesn't make it look any synthetically worse. You know, it still looks really good. I think it looks quite nice with this kind of piggyback slanted style. I think it looks nice, and it'll sit on your belt really nice. You know, obviously it'll sit here on your belt, and then you've just got them both easily accessible for your hands. You know, which is really nice. I really like that, and I really like this this piggyback design. So that's one thing I use it for. Now, the only other thing I really use it for is this. Ranger bands on tins. So this is just a thicker Ranger band than the one we saw earlier. So you just cut it a little bit longer, you know, and then get it on here, squeeze it over. Now this is extremely tight, you know, this is like really tight on here, but it got over, and that is from that. So that will go over that. It looks crazy, right? But it does. So obviously you guys will know, you guys that have used Ranger bands before and this sort of thing, you all know. But first guys that have never used them before, it does look kind of weird. You think, oh my god, that little tiny inner tube, that will never go over that. But it does. And very effective at holding this tin together. If you had survival gear in here and survival kit, then a Ranger band is a very efficient way of holding it together, because lots of these times we us survival guys, we always pack them very, very full, so they have trouble shutting. But these Ranger bands solve that problem for you, and you would not get this open without either cutting the Ranger band off or slowly shimmying it down, because this is extremely tight. To make it a little bit looser but still have a good amount of retention, it's just to buy, like I said, a thicker inner tube. Maybe if you took it off a mountain bike or something like that, like an adult mountain bike or something like that, or bought one for that. Now there's several different places you can get these from. Obviously, you can go out in your garage and destroy your mum or dad's push bike by cutting their wheel off and cutting their tyre off and then cutting this out, which is exactly what I did. I didn't even bother taking the wheel off the tyre of the bike. I literally got my saw blade on the Victorinox Hunter. It's got a saw on it. Got the saw out and literally sawed through the rubber tyre on the bike, sawed through this, and then just grabbed this on the inside of the tyre and pulled it through. And this is how I got this. But not everybody can be lucky enough to have pretty much a bike scrapyard in their garage. My little brother Ben, he takes apart bikes and puts them out together and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so anyway, so there's always parts lying around. But I did that. Yeah, you can get it from that, doing that sort of thing like I did. But obviously I don't think your family or your parents would be too impressed, or your missus if you're destroying their bike. So another way you can get it is go to your local bicycle shop. I don't know, ours in England and in the UK where I live, in Bristol, mine's Halford's, which is a bicycle store. Or maybe Go Outdoors, you know, they sell bicycles as well. Anyone that sells and repairs bicycles, if you go there, ask them really nicely, and they will have some punctured inner tubes, you know. So when customers come back in to get a puncture repaired on their inner tube shot, you know, it's got like little tiny little holes in it, obviously so letting the air out, they just chuck these out normally, the punctured ones, and put on a new one. So if you go in there and ask them nicely, they might have some punctured ones lying around that you can have. Obviously it might look like this, and you might have a couple of holes in it. You can either cut them out or leave them on, you know. Won't make no difference to you if it's got a tiny little hole in it when you're cutting it, you know, because you wouldn't even see that really. But yeah, that's a good way of getting it. Go to your local bike store and ask nicely if you can have some punctured inner tubes. I've done that. And then obviously just get whatever size you can get, you know. If it's a small mountain bike or kids bush bike, it's going to be small range bands, and they'll be good for maybe EDC kit, holding that together and stuff like that. And then the bigger ones would be good, like a mountain bikes and stuff like that, and fat boy bikes. They'd be good for stuff like on your rucksacks and stuff like that, and maybe holding bigger pieces of kit together, maybe a bigger knife setup together, you know. So which is good, you know. You can, so many options with these Ranger bands are really helpful, really handy, and obviously in a pinch you could use it for signal fire. So these are an awesome bit of kit, guys. Just please go down, either buy yourself an inner tube. They're so cheap, you can buy them on the internet, just any cheap old inner tube. I've seen that done before on Amazon or eBay or whatever. Or like I said, pop down to your local bike shop, buy one from there, or ask them if you can have their punctured inner tubes. I think they'll be surely oblige if you're polite enough, you know. They're not going to use it for anything now, are they? Anyway guys, that's it for today's video. I didn't want it too long, but as always it does get long. I like to ramble on. But like I said, that's all I got time for today, guys. So if you've enjoyed me showing you what a Ranger band is and how to make your own and what to use them for, please smash a like on this video. It massively helps my channel. Also guys, if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my videos. And if you haven't checked out the rest of my videos, I've got nearly 200 videos on there, guys. So go back through the channel, check them out, sit back and enjoy. I think you could binge watch so many videos, it would get silly. But yeah, go do that. If you've got spare 5 minutes and you want to spare them with me, please go down in the description and check out my link for Facebook. That would lead you to the Bristol Prepper Facebook page, and that is where the cool shit goes down. There's loads of cool extra pictures on there from the channel, stuff I do during the day or anything that I think that you guys would like to see. It's all on that channel, all on the Bristol Prepper Facebook page. So go check that out, guys. But like I said, that is all I got time for today, guys. So please, as always, share this video, and I'll see you guys another day, another way.